Le Mans has a lot of pomp and ceremony. It always has done, and they play the Marseillaise before the start. I mean, they're very proud people, the French, and it is their biggest sporting event. To see men battling their machines, for 24 hours around a 8-mile circuit is quite phenomenal. I mean, it's just amazing. It's the greatest test of man, machinery, endurance, and speed, really. I did it 25 times in 26 years. It's been the whole of my racing career, and I'm so lucky to have had the chance to do it, and then had the chance to win, and then can you imagine it to really almost win it with your son on Father's Day. So it's just given me everything.
My dad is one of those legends of motorsport. He's one of the guys that survived the most dangerous era in racing, came out the other side. A lot of his friends didn't. He's won the Le Mans 24 Hours 5 times, the World Championship, Sports Car Championship twice, and a lot of other stuff. It was Dad's story, and we just played our bit parts in it. But it was interesting for me how it was like a movie. My role in the story got bigger, and then it became my memories. In '95, obviously I was driving, so that totally reshaped it. But just that was such a milestone in our careers. And even Dad, with all his wins, talks about it. I know he does, as one of the most special moments of his racing career, doing that with me in the McLaren. I'm pretty blown away by being here. I've never been here before. It's unbelievable.
No, it really is. It's staggering, isn't it? Fortunately, as you drive around there, you're looking at the road, not looking at the building, and you go, oh my goodness, look at that over there.
Did you ever go to the original workshops?
Yes, I did, very, very briefly, sort of around the time that I did the drive in the all-wheel drive car for Bruce. But I mean, it was just like Bradland's. It was just
pretty basic,
almost a barn. That's all that's what the lads had in those days.
I did know Bruce McLaren. I've driven various McLarens around the world, so I've always had a great respect for them. I've driven Formula 5000, Can-Am, and even the Grand Prix. At the British Grand Prix when I drove the 4-wheel drive. But I think to go back and then meet Zach, and then to meet Paul was really lovely. To have lunch with them and then to talk about what they're doing. It was a great buzz to get to think, wow, I really will drive a McLaren again.
From a product point of view, McLaren are on a crest of a wave right now. I think they've really worked out what they are as a brand. I think there's this apex of technology and design, but also a culture to the company, and they're really embracing that. This looks a bit sporty, Dad.
Should be fun, shouldn't it?
Yeah, the Artura, you haven't driven it yet, have you?
No, I haven't driven it at all. It might show in a minute too, but don't worry.
This is a pretty good way to start the trip, Dad.
Yeah, it is.
They're waving, those people over there in their car. He's standing there with his baby. One of the coolest things about Le Mans, there's 250,000 people coming here. Everybody has their own path to take. Traditionally, we'd head from West Sussex, Pagham, and probably go on the ferry quite a lot, or drive along when the tunnel was made. So everybody has their own traditions, whether you're a fan coming, camping, or the big teams. Then you get out and you emerge into France. And then Dad used to just blast his way down here. As kids, we'd all be like trying to sleep in the back of the car, and rain or shine, he'd hammer down while we're sleeping. Right, Dad, you can have a nap now, and I'll drive to the hotel.
Here we go. It's my moment of excitement now. Just crying.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
It is actually bloody quick if you think about it. This has got 671 horsepower from both engines, which I love, and it's that seamless integration That's what I can't get over. There's so much going on that we don't know about. Just like in the race cars, Lando and Oscar, they don't know what's going on underneath the skin. You know, the way they have the two systems working totally in harmony, delivering the power. You don't know what the hell's going on as a driver. When you see the signs to Le Mans and you just, you know, hey, this is it. It's the only time of the year I see those signs. And then we overshoot Le Mans, we come out here to Le Château-sur-le-Loire, and that's really where we know that the journey's ended, but the next phase of the journey is about to begin. The Hotel de France has been in the racing world connected to Le Mans for decades. I mean, all the way back to the Jags and stuff and Aston Martins. And I'm not sure when Dad started coming here, but definitely I just associate us coming to this hotel. It has become part of the structure of the weekend. Fridays, there's a massive crowd outside this place. Car clubs come here on convoy. They come here when there's no 24 hours. You know, it's one of the stops when you come to the Loire Valley. So I think for this funny little hotel, 45k from the track, there is something very special about it.
I mean, Le Mans done a tremendous amount for me. I mean, a heck of a lot. I mean, I don't know what would have happened if I hadn't ever raced at Le Mans. I'd just been a boring Formula 2 or a Formula 1 driver, if I was lucky. It's just given me everything. But at the same time, it hasn't been my life. It hasn't taken it away. It is very, very dangerous. And it used to stop me sleeping at night. Yes, it did. And I obviously thought about the people that we lost during that period. I mean, you know, I had quite a few teammates that died, and I went home at night with one of them not there. That was horrible, naturally horrible. I don't know how we got over it. In a way, time heals. All I can say is I think I pursued it because I loved it. I pursued it because it meant that I'd love to win another race. And I suppose at the end of the day, I'd like to win Le Mans again, because I know I can still do it.
Dad's one of those people that will just give everyone his time of day, and I think as he also got a bit older, he just enjoys it more. Walking through Le Mans, yes, I'll take a picture, and then the minute he stops, it's like we got to keep moving. If he stops, it's like they all swarm him. So, yeah, he has amazing ability to share his time. No wonder he's popular, because he's much nicer than I am. When I look back at that weekend, there are a few highlights. Being there with Dad and Andy Wallace with this car, I mean, the crowds were nuts for it, because it was the most famous road car at the time. You know, it was everyone wanted to see it and touch it, so that felt really good. The start was something very special. I just remember the pageantry, getting in the car for the first time and realizing that, I mean, isolating your duties as a driver, all the other rubbish distills down. It's not about who your dad is, it's not about how fast the car is, it's just about you and this big team. But in the moment you get in the car, it's all about you. You're carrying that weight of responsibility. And I really remember that. I remember thinking, I better not blow this.
Looking and reflecting on the 1995 McLaren, I never thought I was going to be driving it at Le Mans. And then out of the blue, you know, Justin said, "Come on, Dad, you know, you're going to have to come and do that." I said, "But I retired last year, I've had enough of that." So I accepted the offer, and it was going to be fun. It was a British sponsor, Harrods. It was McLaren with this new car, and I went, but it's never going to damn well win the race. So we just thought, well, you know, in for a penny, in for a pound, and we'll see how far it goes. It bucketed with rain, I think from like 8 o'clock at night all the way through, and by 10 o'clock we're leading. And I didn't know what happened to all the others, but a heck of a lot of them flew off the road. And of course we somehow kept the car going.
In the rain, in the night, I mean, I will confess it wasn't my best moment. I found it very difficult. I didn't really have the experience. I felt pressured by maybe the place we were running in the race. That was unexpected, to be right up at the front. Dad came through in a way that I couldn't have imagined. I knew Andy Wallace was, he was at the top of his game. But how was Dad in his 50s suddenly, he was outperforming me? I mean, he was just really quite extraordinary.
You can't just cruise around and say, I'm getting too old for this. I still went for it every time, and we obviously had moderate success. That night driving was something spectacular. It's about the only thing I can really explain is driving at 230 miles an hour down the Mulsanne Straight, and you're sitting in this cocoon with the roof around you, quite close to your head. You're sitting there, you're holding the wheel, and it's just moving very slightly. All you're doing is a very fine tuning as you go down the straight. And you're driving with your fingertips, holding it firmly but not too tight, so you can sense what's happening. And you sit there purring. And in fact, you're actually go for a whole minute at full throttle. And it's the most surreal experience. It's the lights pinpointing through the dark, and everything's flashing by at speed, everything's picked up by the lights. And just the sound of the engine roaring, a feeling you had of engineering perfection was out of this world. I've driven with Justin once before, but I've never driven with Andy. But we all drove incredibly well, and we led that race basically all through the night. And it was just a great experience to drive it. And then, of course, the race dried out at the end, and this is when the transmission started to get funny. This part that we knew was a weak link.
Wallace finds a gear and in desperation tries to pull away on the starter motor. But eventually the battery gives in.
I didn't get much sleep.
No, you don't. I like to say you don't look like it.
No. I did get a shower in, though. But update overnight. Weather, brutal. Like 1995, I could hear it in the motorhome going, must be nice not to be out there. But running at the front, cars are mega fast. Seen a few times first and second on the leaderboard, pit stop, third, fourth. So the car's really good. Still a long way to go. As we know, this race can be cruel.
I thought we were going to win on Father's Day, which was just too extraordinary. I mean, we never thought that was going to be on the cards. But then realizing, oh my gosh, we're going to be third and second in class, and then just being up there on the podium with Dad, just standing there. He told me to go to the front, put my hands on the railing. He said, just breathe it in. We might never be here again. And so we went out there, and I could hear all the people. They were all chanting Bell and this. I mean, it was for him more than me, but I adopted the same last name, right? Right now, my age, his age, I'm very aware of time passing and thinking, oh my God, he was younger than me when he last won Le Mans. He was younger than me when we did this. So I think this shared experience this weekend will be something that has kind of tied it all together. It's much more than a film for us. It's a documentation of the way we feel about each other, and this fact that I didn't know who Derek Bell was as a man until I drove a racing car. And then I understood completely who he was. If he has a number one fan, I'm it.
I don't know why, but I'm exhausted just watching it. It's not like doing it, but without the adrenaline, it definitely seems like a long 24 hours. All right, well, I'll drive home. We got to go.
Well, you say that, but I did win Le Mans 5 times. Come on, I think I can handle the endurance home.